welcome to Clive's Conversation with You. In this series, we are going to touch base with you. We want to listen to your inspiring life stories on how you overcome the daily challenges. We hope that through these stories, others can feel connected and find strength in their daily lives. Have you heard of psoriasis before? How much do you know about psoriasis? It is a non-contagious, chronic inflammatory skin condition that is estimated to affect 1 to 2% of Singaporeans. It is also one of the top 10 most common skin conditions treated. For this episode, I'm happy to have invited Puvi, who suffered from this condition since 7 years old, to join us today. Let's welcome Puvi. Hi Puvi, welcome to Clive's Conversation. Before we start, do you want to say hi to everyone first?
Hi, I'm Puvi. I'm currently working and studying at the same time. Yeah, so that's about a bit about me.
Okay. I understand that you have psoriasis condition. Yeah, do you want to share with us a little bit more about how you discover, whether there's any family history?
Okay, so how I discovered was actually quite interesting because it actually started out with an insect bite. Yeah, so it was actually like a mosquito bite that I think I was 7 years old or 6 years old, around there. So it started out with like an insect bite, like a mosquito that bite me. And then, like as a young kid, you have the tendency to scratch a mosquito bite, right? So that happened to me. So I started scratching, and then it started to like form like red patches on my leg. It started off on my leg first. So my mom got like a bit scared. And then that's when she decided to bring me to the clinics lah. Actually, she first brought me to like a GP first. So the GP gave like some medicine just to apply and see whether it go off. But then even after we applied that, right, it didn't seem to go. It started to become bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. So then after that, like my mom had to she was quite scared lah because the doctor also didn't know how to diagnose me. So he said, okay, why don't you bring your daughter to the skin center? So that's when my mom decided to bring me to the skin center, and that's how I got diagnosed with psoriasis. Yeah. But all I know that the doctor said this statement really very clearly, like there's no cure for this. That there's nothing that like the medical team could do to help your daughter lah. That's the only thing that stuck through my mind. Yeah, because other things that the doctor say, everything sound very alien to me. Yeah.
So it seems like your family doesn't have this history also.
From my recollection, I don't think we have any like history of this. Like when my mom and my dad, when they spoke and they tried to see if the relatives anyone had, nobody specifically had that issue lah. So it was quite shocking for my mom and my dad to know that I was having such a condition. Yeah.
Did the doctor give you any proposed treatment or anything?
Yeah, they definitely did lah, because okay, so when I started going to skin center, right, what happened was they actually gave like creams and then like some moisturizer, and at the point of time also I had like psoriasis on my scalp. Yeah, so I had like those they had this like specific shampoo that's for the psoriasis, like for the scalp. So I started using them. First, that was what initially like my mom decided to try, and then of course they actually like wanted me to go for those light therapy and everything. But at the point of time, like my mom wasn't very comfortable in sending me to light therapy because I was very young, right? So she decided to send me for some alternative treatment. Like she started like Ayurvedic, she started TCM. Like my mom literally went to try every single thing for me. Yeah, everything. She went from Ayurvedic, I think her sister recommended her there. Then TCM also, like one of her sister or somebody recommended her. So she went to all these things to help me. Yeah, but somehow or rather it did help, but it didn't like help to manage at a very long period of time. It helped me a certain period.
Short term.
Yeah, short term. Then after that, it will like come back again. Yeah, so that was the thing that like I struggled with lah. So I think I still remember very clearly at the age of primary 5, like 11 years old, I told my mom like, let's just stop with all these things, like stop going for all the treatments that people recommend you to go try. Why don't I just like go to skin center, buy the medicine myself, and I just like apply it. Yeah, I just follow whatever the doctor say, because there's nothing much that we can do, because all I know is like my mom and my dad are spending so much of money, and it helps, and then after that it come back again, right? So I felt like 11 years old is like enough already lah, like I'm so done with it. So I just like go to skin center only just to buy the medicine, not even to see the doctor. Yeah, that's how it reached to that point of time. Then I just live with it really.
It might has been very frustrating for yourself.
Okay, initially when I was young, it wasn't okay because initially when I was young, right, I was very happy-go-lucky child, so I don't really care. I just go to school, I just like have fun and everything, right? But it was only at the later stage of my life that I started to face a lot of issues with it. When I was in primary school or secondary school, right, I don't recollect so much of burden with psoriasis because I felt like I still can lead like a normal life, and of course wearing skirt was always like an issue, but then I somehow lived with it. Like I think at the point of time, because I'm too young to process like all the, you have problem with this, all that
self-esteem.
Yeah, it wasn't an issue at that point of time, like whatever, like just have fun and everything. But it was only when I started to go to work and like stuff like that, that's when it started to strike me very hard with my esteem and everything. Yeah, so that's how it was actually for me. Yeah.
So I mean, because psoriasis is always often a condition that's people don't understand.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That's true.
Especially maybe they see your skin. What happened to you?
Correct.
It's very itchy.
Yes.
How do you deal with such comments or
right?
questions?
Exactly. So this kind of thing started to hit me when I started to become like adult. Because I think when I'm young, right, nobody like asks me any question because everybody is just like happy and stuff like that. But I think when I started working and okay, because when I remember when I was in secondary school or I was in poly, I always, if I wear skirt, I will always wear boots. Like I always had that thing because I don't want to show people that I have psoriasis on my leg, right? So if I want to wear skirt, I always wear like high boots and stuff like that. So people do ask me, hey, why do you wear high boots? It's so hot in Singapore and stuff like that, right? Yeah, and stuff like that. So I'll be like, oh no, like I just want to wear them. Like I feel like wearing it, so I wear it. So I kind of hide the condition from some of my friends because I felt very embarrassed to talk about it, right? So, and I thought also like maybe I don't think they will understand my condition. So I think that was the first mistake that I did. I should come up and tell people about it, to educate them. So that was the first mistake I did when I was in like secondary school or when I was in poly. It was only when I started working then I realized that people started noticing it, and then they asked all those kind of questions. Then it kind of like frustrated me because to me it's like, what does it matter to you if I wear long sleeve, if I wear like boots, what does it matter to you, right? Like I wear what I want because people always say, hey, it's so hot, you wear long sleeve. Now I'll be like, okay, whatever. I know why you're laughing. Yeah, so all these things, right, like happen lah. So I mean, at the point of time, I feel very frustrated, and I feel like telling my friend like, don't ask me lah, But at the point of time, I should have taken the opportunity to tell and educate them, but I didn't do. So I felt like that was a very wasted opportunity. Yeah, because a lot of people in Singapore don't understand the condition. So they always will ask things like, oh, does this spread? Like, is this contagious and stuff like that, So and then at the point of time, then I decided that the next person asked me, I should tell them. Like, because all these things as you keep to yourself, right, it becomes very frustrating. Because your friend asks you, you cannot tell them, then your friend will think, wow, this girl like so rude, like so stuck up that she don't want to say what, that kind of thing. So
it takes a toll on your mental health.
Yeah, correct. So it started to affect me in some sense because I feel like I'm kind of so like rude to my friends, right? So I like, okay, let's be more nice and start to educate them and stuff like that. Yeah.
I guess it takes a lot of courage for you to take a step forward to acknowledge and then educate people.
Yeah, it does. You have to accept it that you have it, and then like tell people that this is what the condition is about. And then when I started to reach the adult age, right, that's when I started doing very intensive research about psoriasis, like why I have it, what the condition, like like what exactly happens to my body when this thing happens. I started to go and like read up a bit more. I think that's where you start to enlighten yourself and you share it with your friends. And then whether your friend accept it or not, like it's a different thing lah. But I think they should know. Yeah, so that's how I did it.
And I think true friends will accept you for who you are.
Yeah,
right?
yes, that's
true.
true.
So in a way, it's also to filter your friends.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Were there any inconveniences for you dealing with this condition? Like, maybe going to water or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely there were a lot of inconvenience because I still remember when I was 23 or 24, around there. That's at that age period, I remember I had the worst psoriasis episode, like the worst out of the worst. And then I realized why I had it was because I was having an infection internally. And I didn't treat it well enough. Even though I went to see the doctor, I took the antibiotics. Somehow or other, it didn't help. And then the psoriasis started to flare up really badly on my skin and like all over. That was like the worst episode in my life, I would say. Because the other parts of my life, I mean, still controlled. But when I reached the age of 23, 24, I think because of work stress or what, it started to flare up really badly. And then and that point of time, yeah, there was so much of constraint. Like I couldn't go to the swimming pool. Like I constantly had to wear long sleeve. I even had to wear long sleeve to work because the person told me that, like, my boss came up to me and said that because of this condition, like, try not to wear short sleeve to work and wear long sleeve.
Why?
Yeah, because I was dealing with kids at that point of time. Yeah, so they didn't feel very comfortable in me wearing like short sleeve because the psoriasis was actually quite like obvious on my hands already. Yeah, so I felt a bit affected by that, but then I got no choice, right? So I wore like long sleeve to work, and then it was really hot at work, and then that was mine, and it was very, very itchy. So at night, I don't know what reason it is, at night it's like the worst. It's like super, super itchy, even though
hot, is it?
I guess that's one also, and I also think like it dries up due to the humidity and everything. The weather at night is not the best, and then like yeah, it was super bad. Like it's very itchy. So like I always have moisturizer with me wherever I go, so that because the thing is, once psoriasis starts to dry, it gets very, very itchy. Then your skin and everything will start to flake, and that's the most embarrassing part because you're sitting down and then like you're scratching or something, and then the skin start to flake, right? I think that's like very embarrassing. So I don't want those situations to happen because at night when I sleep and I scratch, I can see my bed all will have that flaky skin, So imagine doing it outside. I think people will just freak out, and like I do not want that moment. So I always have like moisturizer with me. So all these things like always have ready with moisturizer in my bag. Have some like wet wipes and all these things. I constantly have all these things in my bag just to be prepared. But like what you said, the inconvenience was the dressing. Of course, people sometimes in the MRT also people tend to look at you because it also kind of like on this part as well where like there were red patches and stuff, and some of it was like a little bit on my face but wasn't that obvious, but people looked at you, right? So yeah, it's some of a like it kind of dropped my self-esteem to a certain level as well, I would say. Yeah.
So because when you enter into adulthood and just like you mentioned that your self-esteem is affected.
Correct.
How do you overcome this?
To be very honest, I think my friends played a part in it, and my family, both my friends and family, like really played a part in it, like I would say, because it wasn't easy at that point of time because I was recovering from all the I was going through like therapies and everything. I tried to change my diet also, means like I read up, like because I did the intensive research, right? I read up, I tried not to eat too much of white rice and stuff like that. So that's when I decided to tweak my diet a little bit and add like more brown rice to my meals. I tried to avoid like processed food, like nuggets and hot dogs were like I tried to avoid at that period, and try not to drink too much of sweet drinks also at that period when I was going through my therapy and stuff like that. So all these things started to help me, and then of course like morally I wasn't feeling the best lah. I mean, I have to say that. So that's when like my friends came in. They kind of like keep me motivated, say that it's getting better. So every time they see me, they say, oh wow, your skin is getting better, it's like getting like clearer. When they say these kind of things, I feel like, oh okay, like at least there's some improvement, that whatever that I'm doing, it's taking effect, that kind of thing. And like I still remember one day randomly I just told my friends that, hey, I just want to take part in a pageant. Then I told them that. Then they said, okay, let's do it. So it was a Sari Queen pageant lah. So I decided to just go for it. Yeah. So they did everything to make me feel like good about myself. Yeah. So I would really give it to my friends, And to my family, family is a bit different. Their support system is a bit different. They're always nagging at you.
But showing concern.
Correct, by showing concern. They do nag, but I know the nag is because they want me to do and take the efforts to make sure that I'm eating the right stuff, I'm putting in the right thing inside my body. Yeah, I think that's how I got the support. Yeah, it was really them. Yeah.
So it really help to they help to give you a boost in confidence.
Correct.
In yourself.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
I also understand that you did a photo shoot to educate more on psoriasis.
Correct.
Do you want to share with the audience what is this photo shoot about and what was your motivation?
Okay, so it was quite interesting. Like how I got this opportunity, it was through a friend lah. So that friend actually, so she came up to me. She also had psoriasis. So she came up to me and then she told me that this is actually her final year project. Okay, like her
to do photo shoot.
Yeah, to do this photo shoot. I think her idea was like she wanted people like us who have psoriasis to wear what we want. Like, do not be afraid to wear what you want, that kind. I think that was the idea that she wanted to give to the society. And actually I was a bit hesitant to do the photo shoot because at the point of time, because I was recovering, I had a lot of scars on my body. Yeah, so I was recovering, so the patches were there, but it was all white already. That means I was already on a recovery phase. So
is this at the worst
episode, and then I was at the recovery phase already. That means I still had like psoriasis, but it was all healing up. So there were a lot of like white patches on my body. So there will be one particular photo you'll see, like there will be all like white patches. So those are my scarring. So I was a bit hesitant to do it. So but then it was because it was a final year project. I just wanted to like help her lah. In that sense, I just went into first just go help. Then she did an interview first to see what I like to dress up as. So I shared my inspiration with her. And then the second time we met, she bought the clothes. Yeah.
She bought the clothes?
Yeah, she bought the clothes that I shared about how I I would like to wear. Even though I told her like I would like to wear pretty dresses. So if you see the photo shoot, I'll be wearing dresses. Yeah, because when I was having psoriasis, I don't dare wear dress, right? Because there's so much of scarring and everything, right? So I told her that I would love to wear like pretty dresses. And she actually bought the dresses, and I got to wear it on the day of the photo shoot.
Wow.
So I think that kind of like shifted. Like I had a moment where like, hey, actually it's not that bad, to wear a dress. Yeah, that also played a part in my confidence. Yeah, so I did the photo shoot and I was really happy with the outcome. And the thing is, why I was very happy was because she actually exhibited her photos at in the FYP. I think it's at TP if I'm not wrong. Like she had it and everything. I went down and I saw it, and I could see the joy on her face that finally she got to reach out to people, that people who have psoriasis can wear what we want. Like I felt like that was a sweet moment. Like she finally managed, because she did have her struggles with her project. She did share with me, so I know it's not easy, but she did it and she displayed it, and I know that it was a great success. So I felt very happy that point of time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And someone she's also called considered a stranger to you.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess because it helps to educate the public on more on this condition.
Correct.
So I guess that's where your satisfaction comes in.
Yes, I have to agree.
Okay. So do you have any last word of advice to those who are suffering from like skin related conditions, like maybe example psoriasis or eczema?
Alright. So the advice will be to be very honest. I mean, yes, this condition can be very it can take a toll on your mind, on your body and stuff like that, but don't give up. That's what I want to tell you guys, like never give up, because if you do your own research, definitely, but on top of that, do talk to people, because when you talk to people and when you share with them, there are like a lot of solutions out there. Definitely there will be one solution that can definitely help you, and all you need to do is open your mouth and like tell what you feel. I think that's one thing. A lot of people who have this condition, they always like tend to keep everything to themselves and they don't share. They assume that the world will know what's happening to them, right? So the thing is, go out there, share your story. I think that's very important. So when you share, people will actually like come up to you, and you are a strength to them as well. Yeah, so that will be like my like last few words that I would like to share. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the inspiration.
No problem. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for having me today.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Puvi, for sharing us with your story. It is not easy to have battled with this chronic condition for 22 years. This skin condition can indeed affect one's quality of life, as he or she experiences physical discomfort and self-consciousness. Can you imagine the emotional roller coaster they have when they deal with the itch and the pain, while getting stares from people who do not understand? We quote Kim Kardashian, who also has psoriasis. If you have psoriasis, you can't let it ruin your life or get the best of you. You have to do what you can to make sure that you're comfortable and not let it take over. We hope that this episode allows you to have a deeper understanding on this autoimmune condition. Let us give these individuals our support and encouragement. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. Do like, share and subscribe and comment below on the other kind of stories that you would like us to feature. We'll see you during the next episode. Bye!